All right, let's talk about something incredibly important, especially as we age, and that's muscle health. Now, most people think that once you hit your 60s, muscle loss is inevitable, that it's just part of getting old. But that's not entirely true. Yes, aging changes our physiology, but science has shown we can intervene naturally and restore muscle strength, density, and function. One of the key players in this process is a naturally occurring amino acid that acts as a precursor to nitric oxide. It's called L-Citrulline. And this supplement, when used intelligently, can stimulate muscle regrowth even in people over 60. Let's unpack the biology behind this. As we age, there's a significant drop in circulating nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide is critical for blood vessel dilation, which means it allows more blood, oxygen, and nutrients to reach your muscle tissue. That's not just good for performance. It's essential for recovery and growth. As we age, one of the most critical physiological changes that occurs is a gradual reduction in nitric oxide production in the body. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that plays a vital role in various processes, including vascular function, immune response, and cellular communication. Among its most important functions is vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels, which directly impacts blood flow. When nitric oxide levels decline, as they naturally do with age, blood vessels become less flexible, circulation becomes less efficient, and the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to tissues, including muscle tissue, is compromised. This has serious consequences for individuals over the age of 60 who are trying to preserve or rebuild muscle mass. The reduction in nutrient and oxygen delivery to muscle cells makes it significantly harder for muscles to recover, repair, and grow after exertion, leading to a steady decline in both muscle size and strength over time. This process, known as sarcopenia, is not only a cosmetic concern, but a functional one, affecting mobility, balance, and overall health. One of the most well-researched and effective ways to counteract this decline in nitric oxide is through the use of a supplement called L-Citrulline. L-Citrulline is a naturally occurring non-essential amino acid found in foods like watermelon, but in quantities far too small to make a meaningful difference in nitric oxide production through diet alone. When consumed in supplement form, L-Citrulline is converted by the kidneys into L-Arginine, which is then used to produce nitric oxide in the body. This pathway is particularly effective because, unlike L-Arginine supplements, which are broken down extensively by the liver before they can be used, L-Citrulline bypasses that breakdown and remains in circulation long enough to provide a more sustained and potent increase in nitric oxide levels. This makes it a superior option for supporting vascular health and muscle performance, especially in older adults. When nitric oxide production is elevated, the effects on the vascular system are immediate and measurable. Blood vessels relax and dilate, allowing for increased blood flow throughout the body. This improved circulation is crucial for delivering oxygen and vital nutrients like amino acids and glucose to muscle tissue, particularly during and after physical activity. Enhanced blood flow also aids in the removal of metabolic waste products such as carbon dioxide and lactic acid, which can accumulate in muscles and contribute to fatigue, soreness, and prolonged recovery times. For individuals over 60 who may already be experiencing reduced recovery capacity, this improvement in blood flow can be a game changer, restoring a level of physical performance and energy that may have been lost over the years. The relationship between nitric oxide and muscle health extends beyond just circulation. Nitric oxide also influences mitochondrial efficiency, the energy-producing centers of cells, which is essential for muscular endurance and recovery. Older adults typically experience mitochondrial decline, which contributes to fatigue and reduced exercise capacity. By supporting nitric oxide levels with L-Citrulline, there is potential to enhance mitochondrial function, thereby boosting cellular energy production and enabling more effective workouts. This creates a positive feedback loop in which better workouts lead to more muscle activation, which leads to more muscle growth, which in turn supports metabolic health, insulin sensitivity, and longevity. Moreover, nitric oxide plays a regulatory role in inflammation and oxidative stress, two factors that significantly increase with age and contribute to the breakdown of muscle tissue. By elevating nitric oxide, L-Citrulline may help blunt these harmful processes, providing a more favorable internal environment for muscle maintenance and growth. This is particularly valuable in aging populations where chronic low-grade inflammation is common and often overlooked as a major obstacle to muscle recovery and repair. The combination of improved nutrient delivery, enhanced mitochondrial performance, and reduced inflammatory signaling creates a powerful framework for combating age-related muscle decline. For people over 60, the importance of muscle mass extends far beyond physical appearance. Muscles are reservoirs of glucose, protect joints, support posture, and contribute to balance and coordination. Loss of muscle is directly linked to increased risk of falls, fractures, and even metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes. Maintaining or rebuilding muscle is one of the most effective ways to preserve health and independence in older age. And enhancing nitric oxide levels through L-Citrulline supplementation is one of the few strategies backed by both biological mechanisms and clinical evidence that directly addresses the vascular limitations imposed by aging. While proper exercise and protein intake are still foundational, boosting nitric oxide with L-Citrulline provides a physiological edge that supports those efforts at the cellular and systemic levels. But L-Arginine has long been recognized for its role in nitric oxide production, but its use as a dietary supplement has faced significant limitations due to how the body processes it. When taken orally, L-Arginine is largely broken down in the liver before it ever reaches the bloodstream in significant amounts. This process, known as first-pass metabolism, reduces its bioavailability and limits its effectiveness in raising nitric oxide levels consistently. For years, this was a bottleneck in nitric oxide research and supplementation. However, scientists discovered that a different amino acid, L-Citrulline, could overcome this issue. If L-Citrulline is not subject to the same degree of liver metabolism and is instead absorbed more efficiently and converted into L-Arginine in the kidneys, which in turn boosts nitric oxide levels more effectively and for a longer period of time. The biochemical pathway here is both elegant and efficient. When L-Citrulline enters the bloodstream, it bypasses hepatic breakdown and is taken up by the kidneys, where it undergoes enzymatic conversion into L-Arginine. That L-Arginine is then used to fuel the production of nitric oxide via the enzyme nitric oxide synthase. This route ensures a steady and reliable increase in nitric oxide without the volatility or rapid breakdown seen with direct L-Arginine supplementation. In multiple studies, L-Citrulline has consistently outperformed L-Arginine in terms of increasing plasma levels of both L-Arginine and nitric oxide, making it the preferred choice for anyone aiming to optimize vascular health, muscle recovery, or exercise performance. In the context of aging, this superior performance of L-Citrulline takes on even more importance. As nitric oxide levels naturally decline with age, the body's ability to deliver nutrients and oxygen to tissues also diminishes. Muscles become less responsive to training stimuli, recovery slows, and fatigue becomes more pronounced. Traditional interventions such as resistance training and protein supplementation can certainly help, but they do not directly address the circulatory component of muscle repair and growth. L-Citrulline, by increasing nitric oxide, specifically targets this vascular limitation and restores one of the fundamental systems necessary for muscle regeneration. Research comparing the two supplements has shown that L-Citrulline leads to more stable and prolonged elevations in nitric oxide, often without the gastrointestinal discomfort that L-Arginine can cause at higher doses. This makes L-Citrulline not only more effective, but also better tolerated, which is especially important for older adults who may have more sensitive digestive systems or underlying medical conditions. When nitric oxide is elevated in a steady and sustained manner, the result is improved endothelial function. The lining of the blood vessels becomes more flexible and responsive. This directly contributes to enhanced blood flow, which translates into better delivery of amino acids, glucose, and oxygen to muscle fibers during and after activity. Additionally, L-Citrulline has shown promise in improving exercise capacity and reducing muscle soreness. In double-blind, placebo-controlled studies, participants who took L-Citrulline experienced less muscle fatigue and greater endurance during physical activity, which can make a significant difference for individuals over 60 trying to maintain a regular exercise routine. The ability to exercise longer and with less soreness opens the door for more consistent strength training sessions, which are key to preventing sarcopenia. Unlike younger adults, older individuals often deal with joint discomfort, recovery delays, and inflammation that make high-intensity or high-volume training difficult. Active. The vasodilating effects of nitric oxide can help mitigate some of those limitations, supporting both performance and recovery. Another compelling reason L-Citrulline outperforms L-Arginine is its potential influence on growth hormone levels. Emerging studies suggest that elevated nitric oxide may stimulate the release of growth hormone post-exercise, particularly when exercise is paired with amino acid supplementation. While the body's ability to produce growth hormone declines with age, stimulating even a modest increase can have beneficial effects on muscle maintenance, fat metabolism, and cellular repair. L-Citrulline's extended presence in the blood makes it more likely to produce this hormonal response compared to the short-lived spike associated with L-Arginine. Finally, It's worth noting the synergy between L-Citrulline and other nutrients or practices designed to support muscle health. When combined with resistance exercise and a protein-rich diet, the nitric oxide boost from L-Citrulline can significantly enhance muscle protein synthesis. It does this not just by improving blood flow, but also by influencing the molecular signaling pathways involved in muscle repair. This includes the activation of mTOR, a key regulator of muscle growth, which responds more robustly when muscles are well perfused and supplied with amino acids. The increased blood flow ensures that these building blocks reach the muscle tissue precisely when they are needed most during and after the stress of training. When circulation improves through the dilation of blood vessels, the entire landscape of muscle recovery and growth changes, especially in individuals over 60. Muscles rely on a steady, rich supply of oxygen and nutrients to recover from even mild activity, let alone structured exercise. As nitric oxide levels increase in the body, largely driven by L-citrulline supplementation, vasodilation occurs, allowing more blood to flow to skeletal muscles. This enhanced blood flow is not just about volume, it's about delivering essential raw materials at the right time and in the right amounts. Oxygen is critical for cellular respiration, the process by which muscle cells generate energy. Amino acids are the building blocks of muscle tissue. Glucose fuels both the nervous system and muscle contractions. Without a sufficient supply of these resources, muscle tissue cannot efficiently repair or grow in response to stress in the aging body. The responsiveness of blood vessels tends to decline. This means even when the heart is pumping blood during physical activity, the efficiency with which that blood reaches the muscles is reduced. Microcirculation, or the circulation of blood through the smallest vessels such as capillaries, becomes impaired, leading to areas of muscle tissue that may receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients than they need. This deficit contributes to slower healing, greater fatigue, and weaker hypertrophic signals after exercise. With increased nitric oxide from L-citrulline, those capillaries dilate, red blood cells travel more freely, and oxygen extraction by the muscles becomes more effective. This creates an internal environment that is far more conducive to muscle regeneration and less prone to damage, related inflammation. One of the biggest hurdles for older adults trying to regain muscle mass is the delayed onset of muscle soreness and the extended recovery periods that follow physical exertion. Even a moderate exercise session can lead to several days of stiffness, discomfort, and reduced mobility. This is often due to the accumulation of metabolic waste products like lactic acid and carbon dioxide, which linger longer in the tissue when blood flow is compromised. Enhanced circulation acts as a flushing mechanism, clearing out these byproducts more efficiently and reducing the inflammatory response that leads to soreness. With quicker clearance of waste and faster delivery of healing nutrients, muscles recover more rapidly, allowing for more frequent and consistent training sessions, which are the foundation of muscle growth. Recovery is not just about minimizing soreness. It's about returning the muscle to a state of readiness. That includes repairing microtears in muscle fibers, replenishing intracellular energy stores like glycogen, and restoring neuromuscular efficiency. Nitric oxide plays a direct role in all of these processes by improving blood oxygen saturation and delivering key nutrients to the muscle cells. For older adults, who may also be dealing with conditions like insulin resistance or compromised mitochondrial function, enhanced blood flow also helps shuttle glucose into muscle cells more effectively, improving energy output and lowering blood sugar levels. These benefits extend beyond the musculoskeletal system, supporting metabolic health and cardiovascular resilience. Another overlooked benefit of improved circulation is its impact on satellite cells. These are the stem cell-like structures that lie adjacent to muscle fibers and are responsible for muscle regeneration. When muscles are damaged, either through exercise or injury, satellite cells become activated and begin to proliferate and fuse with existing muscle fibers, facilitating repair and growth. This process is highly dependent on the local environment of the muscle tissue, including the availability of nutrients and oxygen. By increasing blood flow to these regions, nitric oxide indirectly supports the activation and efficiency of satellite cells, making muscle recovery not only faster, but also more complete. The brain also benefits from enhanced circulation. Improved blood flow means more oxygen and glucose reach the brain, potentially improving mood, focus, and exercise motivation. Many older adults struggle with the psychological component of training, often due to fatigue or low energy. By increasing nitric oxide levels and supporting systemic circulation, L-citrulline helps create a physiological state that makes physical activity more rewarding, less painful, and easier to recover from Both mentally and physically, this creates a feedback loop in which improved physical function leads to better workouts, which lead to more muscle activation and growth, which in turn lead to improved health markers, confidence, and longevity. Increased circulation also helps in the transport and absorption of micronutrients that are crucial for muscle function. Minerals such as magnesium, potassium, and calcium, as well as vitamins like D and B complex, all play roles in muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and energy metabolism. With better circulation, these nutrients are delivered more efficiently to working tissues, ensuring that every layer of the muscle building process, from contraction to recovery, is supported on a cellular level. This level of optimization is especially important in older individuals whose digestive efficiency and nutrient absorption may already be compromised, making every improvement in nutrient delivery meaningful and impactful for long-term muscle health. The optimal dosage of L-Citrulline malate for enhancing muscle growth. Performance and recovery in individuals over 60 has been studied across multiple clinical and exercise physiology settings. The consensus from research suggests that a daily dose of 6 to 8 grams is effective for promoting increased nitric oxide production, improved blood flow, and measurable changes in exercise capacity. This dosage has been shown to produce sustained elevations in plasma L-Arginine levels, which in turn supports the body's ability to generate nitric oxide at levels necessary to influence vascular and muscular function. Unlike many other supplements that require a loading phase or cycling, L-Citrulline malate can be taken consistently without the need for complex dosing schedules, making it a practical choice for older adults who may already be managing multiple medications or dietary routines. L-Citrulline malate is a compound that combines the amino acid L-Citrulline with malic acid, a substance that plays a key role in the Krebs cycle, which is the metabolic pathway responsible for cellular energy production. This combination not only supports nitric oxide synthesis, but also enhances ATP generation at the cellular level. In aging muscles, where energy output can be diminished due to mitochondrial decline, this added support from malate can help maintain stamina, reduce perceived exertion, and improve muscular endurance during workouts. For people over 60, this means being able to perform resistance or aerobic exercises with more energy and less fatigue, both of which are essential for stimulating muscle hypertrophy. When determining dosage, individual factors such as body weight, physical activity level, and overall health must be considered. However, studies consistently point to 6 grams as a baseline therapeutic dose, with 8 grams showing additional benefits in more active individuals or those engaging in higher intensity training. Doses below this threshold may not produce the same degree of nitric oxide elevation and therefore may fall short of delivering the full range of vascular and muscular benefits. It's important to note that this dosage range has been found to be safe and well tolerated in both younger and older populations, with minimal side effects reported. Most users tolerate the supplement without gastrointestinal issues, especially when taken with water on an empty stomach or as part of a pre-exercise regimen. The consistency of supplementation plays a significant role in achieving optimal outcomes. Nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream respond best to daily intake, where the effects compound over time rather than sporadic or inconsistent use. When taken daily, L-Citrulline malate maintains elevated levels of nitric oxide, which supports better blood vessel function and ensures continuous support for muscle oxygenation and nutrient delivery. For older adults who may not exercise every day, the supplement still offers benefits by maintaining vascular tone and supporting overall circulatory health. On training days, it acts as a performance enhancer and recovery aid, while on rest days, it helps sustain the internal environment required for muscle maintenance. Another factor to consider is the timing of the dosage. Although it can be taken at any time of day, the most effective window appears to be approximately 30 to 60 minutes before exercise. This timing ensures that plasma nitric oxide levels peak during physical activity, when muscles are under mechanical stress and require the highest levels of oxygen and nutrient support. The improved blood flow during this window translates into greater muscle pump, better nutrient delivery, and more efficient clearance of metabolic waste. This not only improves performance during the session, but accelerates recovery in the hours that follow. For individuals who train in the morning or afternoon, adjusting the timing of supplementation to precede those sessions yields the most pronounced benefits. The quality and formulation of the supplement also matter. Pure L-Citrulline malate with a 2001 ratio of citrulline to malate is generally preferred in clinical and athletic settings. This ratio has been shown to be most effective for nitric oxide support and energy production. Some commercial products use a 1:1 ratio or include fillers that dilute the potency of the supplement. For best results, users should select products that clearly indicate dosage per serving, avoid proprietary blends, and ensure third-party testing for purity and efficacy. This becomes even more important in older populations where liver and kidney function may be more sensitive to contaminants or unlisted compounds. Incorporating this dosage into a broader lifestyle strategy makes the effects more impactful. When paired with adequate hydration, a high-protein diet, and resistance training, 6 to 8 grams of L-Citrulline malate acts as a catalyst for muscular adaptation. It amplifies the signals already being sent through physical activity and nutrient intake, allowing the body to better utilize what it's being given. It also complements other supplements commonly used by older adults, such as creatine, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin D, without interfering with their absorption or function. This compatibility makes it easy to integrate into existing routines without requiring significant adjustments. Clinical observations have also noted ancillary benefits at this dosage, including mild improvements in blood pressure, especially in individuals with borderline hypertension. This is likely due to the vasodilatory effects of nitric oxide, which help reduce peripheral resistance in blood vessels. These cardiovascular benefits further reinforce the case for daily, sustained use in populations at risk for both muscle loss and cardiovascular decline, with a precise and evidence-based dosage of 6 to 8 grams. If L-Citrulline malate becomes a reliable, well-tolerated tool that directly addresses the physiological challenges of muscle aging and recovery after 60, the timing of supplementation plays a critical role in maximizing the effectiveness of L-Citrulline, especially for individuals over 60 who are looking to stimulate muscle growth, improve circulation, and enhance exercise performance. Among the most effective strategies is consuming L-Citrulline approximately 30 to 60 minutes before physical activity. This timing aligns with the body's natural digestive and absorption processes, ensuring that plasma levels of L-Citrulline and the subsequent rise in nitric oxide reach their peak during the period of physical exertion. This timing allows the supplement to exert its greatest influence on vascular dilation, nutrient delivery, and muscular pump, all of which contribute to both immediate performance and long-term muscle adaptation during exercise, especially resistance or aerobic training. The body demands higher oxygen delivery and increased energy output. When L-Citrulline is taken prior to training, the resulting increase in nitric oxide production causes blood vessels to expand, allowing for greater circulation of oxygen-rich blood to working muscles. This not only supports endurance, but also enhances the mechanical pump effect experienced during exercise, often referred to as hyperemia. This physiological state improves the delivery of amino acids, glucose, and electrolytes to muscle fibers right when they are under mechanical stress, supporting protein synthesis and preventing premature fatigue. For older adults, this improvement in efficiency makes workouts more productive without the need for extended or intense sessions, which can be harder to recover from with age. The 30 to 60-minute window is based on the pharmacokinetics of L-Citrulline, which refers to how long it takes the body to digest, absorb, and convert the supplement into bioactive compounds. After ingestion, L-Citrulline enters the bloodstream, bypasses liver degradation, and reaches the kidneys, where it is converted into L-Arginine. This process then leads to a measurable rise in nitric oxide levels in the blood. The full effects typically manifest within the first hour and can remain elevated for several hours, making it ideal for use prior to any activity that places demands on the muscular or cardiovascular system. This effect is not limited to intense gym workouts. Even light walking, yoga, or physical therapy can be enhanced by the improved blood flow and energy availability provided by nitric oxide elevation for older individuals who often experience delayed recovery. Taking L-Citrulline before exercise offers additional recovery benefits that extend into the post-workout window. By improving circulation during the workout, the body is better prepared to handle the oxidative stress and microtrauma that exercise inflicts on muscle tissue. Post-exercise recovery depends heavily on how well the muscle cells are perfused with nutrients and how efficiently metabolic waste is removed. Taking L-Citrulline before training means that these processes begin sooner and more effectively, shortening the overall recovery time and reducing delayed onset muscle soreness, which is often more severe and longer lasting in aging populations. The timing of supplementation also has a psychological benefit. Many older adults struggle with motivation and energy prior to exercise, often citing fatigue or stiffness as barriers. The pre-workout use of L-Citrulline may help alleviate these symptoms by improving circulation to not only muscles but also the brain. Enhanced cerebral blood flow has been associated with improvements in alertness, focus, and mood, all of which contribute to a more positive exercise experience. The result is a higher likelihood of consistency in training, which is a crucial factor in reversing or slowing muscle loss after the age of 60. Consistency in timing is another important factor to consider. When L-Citrulline is taken at the same time relative to exercise each day, the body adapts to that rhythm, potentially optimizing the enzymatic conversion process and improving the efficiency of nitric oxide production. This consistency helps create a more predictable internal environment where the effects of improved blood flow and nutrient delivery can be relied upon to support muscular activity. It also helps users better evaluate the supplement's impact over time. As performance improvements or recovery enhancements become easier to correlate with consistent supplementation practices, even in situations where no formal exercise session is planned, taking L-Citrulline at a consistent time each day, preferably in the morning, may still offer benefits to circulation, joint mobility, and general energy levels throughout the day. Movement does not have to be structured or intense to benefit from enhanced blood flow. Routine daily activities such as climbing stairs, gardening, or walking the dog all involve muscular effort and can be supported by the increased oxygen and nutrient delivery that nitric oxide facilitates. For older adults whose lifestyle is more focused on maintaining mobility and independence, this improvement in daily function becomes a key component of healthy aging for individuals with early morning workouts. Taking the supplement immediately upon waking ensures the timing aligns with peak activity. For those who train later in the day, the supplement can be timed around the pre-workout meal or routine. Because L-Citrulline is generally well tolerated on an empty stomach, it can also be taken independently of food, offering greater flexibility. The key is to allow for sufficient time between ingestion and the onset of activity so that nitric oxide levels are elevated precisely when the body needs them most. Whether the goal is to lift heavier, move longer, or simply recover faster, this strategic timing becomes a powerful tool in the broader effort to support muscle regeneration and physical vitality after the age of 60. L-Citrulline's ability to support muscle protein synthesis, enhance hormone response, and contribute to longevity makes it a unique and powerful tool in the health and fitness regimen of individuals over 60. Muscle protein synthesis is the biological process where the body builds new muscle tissue by combining amino acids into muscle fibers. This process is stimulated by two major factors: resistance training and the availability of key nutrients, particularly amino acids. However, with aging, the muscle sensitivity to these stimuli decreases, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. This means older adults often require a stronger or more precise signal to trigger the same level of protein synthesis that a younger body would naturally achieve. L-Citrulline helps overcome this resistance by increasing blood flow and delivering those key amino acids more efficiently to the muscle cells. By enhancing nitric oxide production, L-Citrulline supports vasodilation, which improves the delivery of nutrients like leucine, isoleucine, and valine 3 branch chain amino acids critical for stimulating the mTR pathway. The mTR pathway is a major regulator of muscle protein synthesis and must be activated consistently for muscle growth and maintenance. When blood flow to the muscles is enhanced and amino acids are abundant, mTR is more effectively triggered, even in older individuals whose signaling may otherwise be weaker. This support to the underlying cellular signaling not only helps build muscle, but also preserves the muscle that is already present, protecting against the loss of strength and function that so often accompanies aging. The supplement's role in supporting the body's hormonal environment is equally important. While L-Citrulline does not directly produce hormones, the physiological effects it induces, such as improved circulation, greater training volume, and enhanced muscle activation, can contribute to more favorable hormonal responses to exercise. For example, growth hormone, a critical hormone for tissue repair and muscle growth, is naturally released in pulses during sleep and after intense physical activity. Research suggests that nitric oxide production may influence this post-exercise growth hormone spike. By improving the quality of the exercise session through greater endurance and reduced fatigue, L-Citrulline indirectly helps stimulate the endocrine system to release growth hormone in higher amounts. Additionally, L-Citrulline may support the release of other exercise-related hormones such as testosterone and insulin like growth factor 1's IGF-1, both of which are essential for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and recovery. These hormones tend to decline with age, but their secretion is still responsive to physical activity and proper nutrition. By making each workout more effective and reducing recovery time, L-Citrulline ensures that these hormonal systems remain active and capable of contributing to muscle health. Improved hormonal balance not only affects physical strength, but also influences mood, cognition, and energy levels, all of which are crucial for maintaining a high quality of life in later years. Beyond its impact on muscle and hormones, L-Citruline's role in promoting longevity is increasingly being recognized through its systemic effects on cardiovascular health, metabolic regulation, and inflammation. Cardiovascular health is intimately connected to muscle health, as the heart and blood vessels must work efficiently to deliver oxygen and nutrients to tissues throughout the body. Nitric oxide, enhanced by L-Citrulline, helps reduce arterial stiffness, improve endothelial function, and support healthy blood pressure levels. These improvements decrease the workload on the heart and improve circulation to vital organs and skeletal muscles alike. Maintaining vascular flexibility and responsiveness is one of the hallmarks of healthy aging, and nitric oxide plays a central role in this process. In the realm of metabolic health, L-Citrulline has been linked to improved insulin sensitivity and glucose uptake in muscle cells. As muscle is a major site for glucose disposal, preserving and enhancing muscle mass helps stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of metabolic disorders such as type 2 diabetes. This is particularly important for older adults, as aging is often accompanied by a decline in insulin function and an increase in abdominal fat. Supporting muscle mass through nitric oxide-mediated mechanisms offers a dual benefit, improving physical strength and metabolic resilience. At the same time, L-Citrulline also exhibits potential anti-inflammatory effects, which further supports its role in longevity. Chronic low-grade inflammation is a hallmark of aging and contributes to the breakdown of muscle tissue, joint discomfort, and a host of age-related diseases. Nitric oxide helps modulate inflammatory cytokines and improves mitochondrial function, which in turn reduces the production of reactive oxygen species that contribute to oxidative stress. These effects help create an internal environment that supports tissue regeneration, immune function, and long-term cellular health. The psychological and neurological effects of L-Citrulline, while still under investigation, also show promise in the context of longevity. Improved cerebral blood flow supports cognitive function, alertness, and memory, factors that are vital for maintaining independence and quality of life as the years advance. Regular use of L-Citrulline in conjunction with physical activity has the potential to maintain not just physical function, but also mental sharpness and emotional well-being, creating a holistic platform for aging with strength, clarity, and resilience.